voices in here, and we need your participation. So thank you guys to quiet down.
Shame people who aren't quiet.
If you could quiet down in the back, thank you. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, but I know we had a couple folks come in later, but I'm Mimi, and I'm the founder of Creator House. And I'm a LinkedIn creator, and I also talk about like mental health. So 38 people died in my life, 37 of them before I turned 30. And so I kind of became a creator by accident because I just started talking about my grief and started sharing my story. And I started meeting other creators and influencers who had experienced loss as well. And I was like, okay, we got something here. Okay, so I can start talking about my story and it's not weird. I've had really amazing things happen in my life because of loss. Also really sad things, obviously, that have happened because of loss. But one of the most amazing things that has happened to me is President Obama invited me on stage to share my story. That was in 2019, so a few years ago. I quit my job a week and a half ago, and since then I've gotten invited to like some two life-changing conferences and opportunities. So if you're a creator, you need to know about Social Media Week in New York City.
Yeah.
So me and Emily, we just met. We were there this week. I told her about come to this event. You gotta come to this event. So yeah, think about that. It's by Adweek, it's the organization, and they actually invited me to be a speaker later this year at Brewing. And that's in Atlanta, so I'll have like discount codes and all of that good stuff for y'all. And then I got invited as a creator to Forbes 30 Under 30. So crazy. I just got back from Arizona last night for that. But that's a little bit about me, and I'm so excited for this panel.
Hi everybody, my name is Christiana Smith. I go by Possibility Maven on all platforms. I'm a liberation cultural worker and somebody insatiably curious about how we bring our collective imagination to life. So my job that I get paid for most of the time is being a consultant and a facilitator. I work with organizations trying to create a more liberatory world. And then in my regular community, my family and I turned our entire front yard into a garden. You can hear about it in the show that was on Seasoned a while ago on CT Public, wherever CT Public is. Yay! And yeah, like I accidentally ended up here. I just was like, let me make boring content about how we change the world. And lots of people just started following me, and I said, okay, I'll just keep making this boring content about how we change the world, and maybe we'll get to the change the world part soon. So that's me.
I don't need a money. I work with youth. My name is Paulette Fox. I'm the Executive Director of Opportunities Industrialization Center of New Britain.
Hey.
Oldest employment and training program in the country, in Connecticut, and definitely in New Britain. 41 years. I've trained over 10,000 youth. 55,000 people are better off in the greater New Britain area, including Alfred. And you can come back to me after, because I do have a lot to say, but you can also call me Frank.
Put some respect on it there. So, me, my name is Mike Perez, Just Perez Play. I'm a content creator, clown, and cheerleader. That's it, clowns, that's all social a little more prestigious than me, but hey, I'm a cheerleader for the public, I'm a cheerleader for the people. I like hyping people up, you know, I like bringing people together and spotlighting what's important, people that are important, so happy to be here with you today. Yeah, I need to see you.
I'm going to scream into it, but that's all right. So thank you all. I think we just want to do a little grounding here when we're talking about impact. So, Christiana, how do you personally define impact in the work that you do?
My interest is to move people from ideation to action. So I don't want people to be like, wow, that video was so nice, and I thought a lot about it. One of the best videos I've ever seen came out of Seattle, which was somebody who had been following my content for a couple of months and created an entire mutual aid station in front of their house. And to open that station, they had an entire cookout. So they sent me a video of like what the station looked like, of like the whole setup for their neighborhood party. Like that to me looks like impact. It doesn't have to be like thousands of likes or whatever. Like I have a video video right now that's annoying the heck out of me because it like hit numbers and I was like, my comments are over. What is the purpose of posting right now? If you've been there, you know. But yeah, I think that like one community having an actual practice of like what they do differently, to me that's important.
And Miss Paulette, a matriarch of nonprofit in this community. Decades of leadership in workforce development and education spaces. What excites you about our potential to create impact now?
Sure. I've been meeting people tonight. Let me tell y'all something. Nonprofit, it ain't even about the money. Because we know with nonprofit, that means you need money. But what you bring is your intelligence, your skills, and your youthfulness. I'm 75, and I ain't got no problem with it. And I know y'all say, damn, she look pretty good. I'm not even worried about it. Because my job is not done. I need you. I need you to serve on boards. I need you to help, especially somebody like me with social media. You know, Instagram, TikTok, and all that kind of stuff. I just learned the iCloud and how to move stuff into that. But I think what you need to realize, everyone in this room brings an asset to a nonprofit. Whether you join a board, whether you come in as speakers, whether you come in and you share yourself. It ain't all about money. In today's society, after running a nonprofit for 41 years, it's about connecting the dots. Every federal, state, foundation, corporate grant is about what kind of partnerships are you involved in. It's no longer me applying as OIC. I want to apply with some of you. I want to hear your ideas. And trust me, people listen to me this time because they ain't got no choice. I pay my taxes and my water bill.
Hey! That's not common if you haven't heard the news.
You spend a lot of time amplifying local stories. When you think about community impact, not just visibility, what does that look like to you?
Well, to me, it's just actually just being out there, boots to ground. I think that's the biggest thing, to actually show face and to be in the space. And then go on your platforms and show people, you know, what it's like, what they're dealing with. You know, like you say, nonprofit, there's no money in it. They need your help. They need you to amplify their message to your followers in your community. And you can do that with your platforms. And it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You just have to post and you have to care. And the people that care are the ones that make the biggest difference. And I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put OIC on your social media today.
That's a lot. So Mimi, just about your work, how do grief, creativity, and storytelling shape what impacts look like in your work as a creator?
That's a loaded question. Well, I feel like grief is at the center of everyone's creativity. Because to be creative, that means you have to use your imagination, right? And when you're going through grief, it's not just like with me, like experiencing the physical loss of someone, right? Although that's really intense because there's like secondary and tertiary losses that come with losing someone physically, but we've all maybe lost a job, we lost a relationship, a friendship, a sense of self, a sense of identity, right? And so in order to go through grief, and you have to reinvent yourself, right? And when you reinvent yourself, you have to be creative and you have to reimagine what life is now going to look like, right? So for me, having gone through that 38 times and losing people I loved dearly, you know, I didn't know who I was. Like, I had to reinvent myself every single time I experienced a loss because the person that they knew wasn't here anymore because it died with them. So I had to learn how to really channel all of this grief and pain into my art. And I really don't see anything else besides me being a content creator or a speaker because it just really brings me so much joy. I do love editing. I could create content all day, every day, and I'm happy as a clam in my room or at a cafe. I love going to Assembly Room and right here at 222 Main Street on New Britain, you know, just doing work and meeting all of you. I see all of, okay, I just need a second. I just need a second to celebrate this because I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. And Helen, shout out to my girl Helen over there, we hosted our first like event, it was like last summer, it was like our proof of concept. was at the first Creator House event ever?
Woo!
Yes! Okay, OGs, I love that. But I feel like just really channeling all of that into community. Like, I see influencers on social media and it just seems so like, it lacks depth. I'm like, okay, what did you go through? What are you trying to be here? Like, okay, you're trying to tell me to go to this place, but what's your story? Who are you? And I feel like everyone in this room, you're here and you got approved because I feel like you show yourself in your content, in your story. And I want to see more of you if you're not doing that, or I want to see more of you in your content, right? But it's really channeling the things that maybe hurt us or that we're missing into the work. So anyway, I'm babbling, but that's kind of how I would answer that question.
Can I vibe off that for a second?
Vibe off it, girl. That's my sister, by the way.
That is my sister too. She's been my sister her whole life.
She's much older.
So much older. So I wrote a book a couple of years ago. It's gone all over the country. It's really amazing. It's called Seed Packets for Liberated Practice, and it's really it's all over the country, all over the world. It's been really awesome. But one of the things I talk about is imagination and its intersection to grief. So I have this process called grieve, ground, imagine, strategize. And I've been doing it for the past couple of years because it's like people can only create something in the world that they've imagined, right? And our imagination has been wrecked collectively. We've been sold like a lot of really horrible goods. And so I've been doing like imagination workshops and grief workshops with people. And I think that like content in all of its forms is an act of imagination. It's like, look at this thing that's possible for you. Like, it's possible for you to have this connection, or it's possible for you to make this thing, or it's possible for your community to have this good. And it's connected to people's grief as well. And so I just wanted to say, like, it's a really beautiful and important thing that the internet as a whole, even though it can be a trash bin, like the internet as a whole has this opportunity to enhance our collective imagination.
I love that. And I think just going along with that too, Paulette, from your experience and with what nonprofits are currently struggling with right now, you know, how can the newer generations plug in, be creative, and think about ways to work with community institutions that's effective?
Each one of you here should adopt a community agency. Mine, preferably. Again, you come with the skill set that nonprofits don't have the resources, and that's because the way they fund it. And that's just state, local, federal. You get 15 to 10% admin. What are you going to do with that? You know, that's your finance department. So I think, again, all of you come in here with some assets, and if people know me, where's my lawyer friend I met tonight? I am a teacher, and she live in New Britain. I already got, you know. What you can do for any nonprofit is put them out there. All of us got websites because, you know, you have to do that. You know, they may not be great, but they're informational. And they give you some content about what we're about. So I would encourage all of it. I'm looking at, I could take all of you home with me. Sometimes be outside. I'm at 114 North Street, Old Catholic School. But it's an agency and it's good. Pop in. I invite you because a lot of times people don't want y'all in their house because they're doing something they're supposed to be doing. I got an open house. Anybody can come. We're open Monday through Friday, 2 Saturdays a month, 9 to 5. Pop in and ask for me because my staff's not going to stop me. And I say that because, again, we really need your support in helping us to market better, to put us out there, to make sure that you understand that if it wasn't for nonprofits, a lot of y'all wouldn't be sitting here today. And that's a fact.
Well, and to just go off of Paulette's point of, you know, adopting a cause or adopting an organization, I think a lot of times what people say is they don't really know where to start. And so I'm just here to also tell you about the Community Foundation's new platform called GreaterNewBritonVolunteers.org. So it's an easy way for you to go and look, see what kind of roles or opportunities there are, what kind of interest areas there are, nonprofits there are, and it's giving you a listing, it's an index of all different ways that you can get involved in your community. So I highly recommend you take that as a takeaway today. because there are lots of organizations. That's just for Greater New Britain, which is New Britain, Berlin, Plainville, and Southington. But it's really any organization that serves that area. So there are statewide organizations on there as well. So everything from hunger, animals, you name it.
Tell them about the reimbursement.
I'll give you another little tidbit. Did anyone here go to college in the state of Connecticut? Did anyone here pay loans on those? No, yeah. Has anyone here heard of the student loan reimbursement through the state of Connecticut?
Yes.
Like
That was not meant to be that.
Yeah, that was it.
So through the state of Connecticut, if you have paid on your student loans and you have lived in Connecticut for at least 5 years, the state of Connecticut will send you a $5,000 check if you do 50 hours of community service.
I'm open. Come on over.
They don't even put it on your phone. They send you a check.
Wait,
So,
Who knew that? Who knew that? Who
Yeah.
did not know that?
I knew because Kayla's my sister.
It's the state of Connecticut Student Loan Reimbursement Program. 50 hours of community service, $5,000. So if you don't know where to go, GreaterNewBrittonVolunteers.org or OIC. And it's just a really good way to get people involved in their communities. And I think that the state of Connecticut could do a much better job really boosting that up. But I think the more you all share that, because you have followers who are paying on those loans and might want to see a $5,000 check, they might already be volunteering. It's a really good way of connecting. So thank you.
Share that with us.
Thank you. Okay, get your check and then tag Paulette.
And I know all the other I'm not a pig, so I will share. If you don't want to work with youth, I know the senior center. Whatever you want to work with animals, I know everybody in the Britain.
She does. She does.
25 years.
5 years. The other thing is, part of it is really having those be authentic relationships so that the partnerships last. So, Mike, when you're working with organizations or community groups, what makes a partnership feel authentic to you, and what do you think turns audiences off?
What makes it feel authentic is when people actually see that you're continuing to be a cheerleader for them. When you're not just posting and ghosting, when you're actually being supportive and sharing their stuff, attending their events, like I said, boots to the ground, being there and actually seeing what you do on a daily basis. And people pick that up. When somebody's just posting, hey, I'm doing community service, like, yeah, it's great that you're going that one day, but like people see it and they can tell the difference. So I think you lead them with a good heart and you do your thing and you continue to amplify their message and work together. And there's a strength in numbers, and when you work together, you make great things happen.
So I guess for all of you, what does a truly connected Connecticut creative, nonprofit, community ecosystem look like?
I think it looks like this.
It starts here, for sure.
I think it starts here, and the whole point of Creator House is for Creator House not to exist, actually, because I want you all to do this, like with your communities, have meetups with your followers for things that you're passionate about. So, like, of course, I care about creators and the creator economy and really building the creator economy here in Connecticut, because I'm part of the creator economy in New York, and I see the power, okay, and the money that's in it. But I'm like, Connecticut, like the businesses, all of their marketing would not exist if it weren't for us, because we are the ones who bring foot traffic to their businesses, right? And to colleges even, right? And I would love to eventually show college students, hey, you could be a creator if there's an actual like structured plan, right, for them to monetize and whatever. So there's a lot that we could do, and I think it just starts somewhere, and it starts with all of us. And so I'm just generally really like selfishly just excited because this is the start of that. And we have the support of our governor, which is really neat, obviously. Like Connecticut's the first state to launch something like ctcollab.com. Who here has a profile already on ctcollab.com? Okay, amazing. And who does not have a profile yet? Y'all gonna do that today or what? All right. And let me know. I'll let Morgan know so you guys, your profiles can get approved. But it's really important to have infrastructure, which I know with nonprofits it's always just been really tough because it's like, here, you're preaching to the choir, like, oh, create this, you know, we have this cause and let's help, but it really doesn't do anything if there's not support behind it. But I think my background is actually grassroots organizing and nonprofit stuff. I was in the Obama Foundation. I did a lot of like the Black Lives Matter protests, like the mobilizing. I think Hartford, we mobilized like 40,000 people about for the really big protests we had in downtown Hartford. But anyway, I just felt as me being a creator, I have more influence and I have more power to use my platform than working in nonprofit directly or working in corporate directly. I'm like, okay, how can I mobilize more people? But anyway, all that to say, using our platforms responsibly, and just really realizing that sometimes a lot of people are not even getting their news from traditional news stations anymore. They're getting it from you all because they trust us. We have a voice, we have a platform, and our communities are trusting us. So I think that's a really, that's a serious like position to be in. You should not take that for granted. I do not take that for granted. Like the fact that you all trust me to be here tonight and trust my co-organizers and my fellow panelists to be here tonight, like that's incredible. And you guys all have influence as well, so just use it responsibly. So anyway.
Oh no, I just want to say, as I look around, and I'm speaking from the 60s, we knew how to organize. And we could organize. You got that same power. And what hurts me is the generation that's after that I'm working with, the middle and the high school youth. You got to impact them, because if not, you ain't gonna have no future workforce. Y'all will be working till you're 90. So again, you have a lot to offer, and any nonprofit, any community could use you. All you got to do is ask them. Like in Britain, we're organized. I'm gonna say I got an OIC in New London, Bridgeport, Waterbury, but we the best in here.
We have Bridgeport in the house and Waterbury, I think.
Okay, it's Waterbury. If you want to know who those executives, call me. But my point is, you bring assets, and again, it's not all about money. It's how we go get the money and how we become accountable to your future workforce. And those are the young people that are in these elementary schools and in the middle schools that are failing. Connecticut is failing. And you got to do something about it.
So I think that's what we're trying to kind of close with today too. What are the things that we can take away, right? We can take away the Connecticut student loan reimbursement. We can take away GreaterBritainVolunteers.org. But we also have Kathleen from Connecticut Bucket List, who's working on a choose your own adventure, right? If you have 5 minutes, what can you do? Check out a neighbor, shovel their driveway. You know, if you have a couple of hours, can you do a community cleanup? If you know you are going to be able to do something weekly or monthly, can you sit on a committee? Can you sit on a board? Can you talk to Larissa about something that you can do with Greater Leadership Greater Hartford? So there are so many things that you can take away from today, and I'm just so excited that you were all here. Thank you so much to our panelists. And before you all leave, please remember we've got a 360 photo booth in the back. We've got a lot of swag over here, Starbucks, Community Foundation of Greater Britain, gear, garb, a couple more flowers, and then I'm going to let Mimi close us out.
Also, so I was privileged to be gifted the Connecticut pizza, what is it, the U.S. capital, I can't even talk. Connecticut is the U.S. pizza capital of the U.S. And I have the sign, I was gifted it by Anthony. It would mean the world to me if you take photos of the flower wall to please hold the signs. He would love that. And our friend Michael Pollack, he was going to come. He couldn't join us tonight, but he's running New Haven Pizza Club in New Haven and doing incredible work. He will also love that. Just take pictures. And we have food, we have drinks. I really want you all to meet each other. I want you all to follow each other, learn from each other. And I would also like, can I just have like 4 volunteers just come up real quick? It's very random. I do these things all the time. I need a friend. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and okay, boom, come. Okay, just come. Yep, put me on it. Okay, yep. Come on. So I want you to share good news. Any good news you have? And when it comes to content, if you have one, or like your creator, or just becoming a creator, it doesn't have to be recent, but any good news you have to share about your creative journey. Cool? And say your name and your handle.
Hi everyone. This is working.
Talk loud.
Yeah.
Talk loud. Okay, this doesn't really work. Okay. I'm Maddie Maskey, and a part of like meeting all of you. And honestly, like Connecticut is unlike any other state. From working in marketing and researching these different markets, it's such an inspiration to see all of you like really dedicate yourself. Even if you work in a marketing agency, if you do the influencer stuff on the side, if you do it full time. There's nothing more inspirational than seeing all of you go after your dreams. Like, that's my good news, is seeing all of you thrive and cheering each other on. So, yeah.
Go ahead. Oh. Yeah, you go next.
Hello. Hi. I'm Deanna. My creator name is Deanna Troy Travels, and I started with travel content and everything, but because of like Mimi and everything, I've been like going to these creator events and meeting everybody and making connections. So it is really fun to like kind of like, instead of traveling like going all over the place, like finding the local stuff and like focusing in on, you know, your roots and everything. So thank you guys for like being so friendly and so nice. I felt so like welcome in all these events. So yes, like Star Trek. Yes, like Star Trek. That's kind of my parents are big Trekkies, so.
I love that. This is the best day of my life. My great news is that somebody was named after Star Trek.
I think I'm loud enough, am I?
Yeah.
Perfect. My name is Isaiah Allgood. Allgood Studios is my handle. A bit more about what I do. I collaborate tourism, events, and art together. So I used to be a content creator, believe it or not, for Mercedes, and took a big break from that, and currently diving full-time back into the career. As similar to Mimi, I just left my job a month ago working on nonprofit. So we're really trying to ramp that up and just getting the connections really going, meeting throughout Connecticut. I drive legit everywhere every day, traveling an hour or more, but it's really making those connections, really standing firm in what you're doing. So believe it and we'll make it happen, as you can see. So.
Okay, I can talk now. No, I know. Hi everyone, my name's Boo Long. People call me Boo. I'm at It's Dr. Boo on Instagram, TikTok. Creative good news. I would say like 3 or 4 years ago, my partner is Q right there.
Thank you.
Q and I were doing one of those like TikTok, Snapchat filters. And it was like, what's your dream career gonna be in like 5 years? And it both popped up influencer. And I was like, I don't need that. I don't know what that is. But we both got pushed out of our 9-to-5 jobs and have been really trying to use our platforms to elevate marginalized communities that we are both a part of and also support, both globally, nationally, and locally here in Connecticut. And we've both found a lot of joy in doing that, a lot of fulfillment and passion in doing that, and not being beholden to systems and institutions that try to police our voices. And so I'm happy to be here. I ask questions and I critique things online, so apologies in advance if you're one of the things I've critiqued. It's all out of love and a belief that as a community we can all do and be better. So,
We couldn't find your handle.
It's ITSDRBU. It's Dr. Boo.
Because
she got a doctorate. I gotta tell people that's not for show. It's for real. It's a time.
I just wanted to say, one of my favorite things to say is relationship is the most abundant resource on the planet. Yeah. And when Paulette was saying, like, you know, we gotta know people, like they don't give people money, like
my vision of the world is a world where we're so interconnected that we don't have to have our phones out all the time. Like, we're so connected to that community that we can take content and hang out with them 10% more. Yeah, just as a thing to take away, like every relationship you build, every relationship you put aside, like that's all resources that we invest or divest in, the same as we invest or divest in money. And I think that's important for all of us while we're hanging out here.
So I just really, again, want to give a special shout out to my co-organizer. So Kathleen with Connecticut. Document your experience. Again, the pizza sign. Maybe you can do it with some pizza. I mean, I don't know. It's a good idea. But enjoy. Thank you.